So, that Letonk, have you yet managed to understand his strange moral compass?
No, he went on for ages about not wanting to kill anybody, and then when the whole thing with the mare rat was going a bit sideways, he used the raps he'd been given, which were all holy and stuff, and killed the mare rat.
Yes, punched the life out of the damn thing,
Quite
and
literally.
stood there regretting it, and as soon as I suggest maybe we should mend that, he doesn't want that either.
No, apparently that was unnatural.
Oh, as opposed to the rest of the were-rat situation.
Right. So, anyway, we eventually, after much debate, agreed that we were going to take the mare rat to a cell, and then we could decide what to do with it once we had a decision.
I've already decided. I'm just going to wait for Letonk to let up.
Right you are. So, we talked to the guard captain about having some kind of town meeting about what we were going to do, get some officials together, and he suggested the Moors would probably want to be there, and he'd be there, and I think we put forth that Mary should be there.
Yes. I mean, he basically doubles as the town elder.
He is a smart cookie.
It disturbs me slightly that apparently now you and Letonk are part of the people responsible for an entire town's well-being.
Look, didn't you want to gather this town as part of your empire of roses?
I did not want to put you in charge of it.
I mean, I'm just helping.
Yes, I'm glad I finally managed to help you understand when to wear clothes.
Look, if you just said something, I would have done something. Look, I'm used to a slightly more free attitude to clothing, especially indoors.
Had you just not noticed that everyone seemed quite uncomfortable around you?
I mean, people are quite uncomfortable around me anyway. I'm a furbulk. I think they're, weird about people with green hair or something.
Yes, I'm sure that's it.
Maybe it's the ears.
Yes, they do stick out a little.
Rude. So, Letonk, continuing his distressed time, ignored the lovely Thomas who'd come to have dinner with us, and he went and hid up on the roof all night. And then comes banging down in the morning, first thing, telling us we've got to get up and go and try and mind read some rats.
I am seriously considering etiquette lessons for the pair of you, but at least the mind-reading idea was good, if a little terrifying to be woken up by a screaming halfling with a pan on his head.
I mean, that's becoming, very regular these days, so we should probably get used to that.
I'm surprised he isn't used to being tased.
So, we got back to the guardhouse, and you probed that rat for a little bit, and it seems like there's a possibility of some kind of conversation might happen.
Having hauled back the corpse of the Lord Rat, you're asking the underling if it would be persuadable to not be destructive.
Okay.
Making a deal with the prison rat.
Well, as part of my level up, I've finally decided one of the spells I want, which is the level 3 remove curse.
Okay.
So, in fact, yeah, I'd like to run it past you two first, before I do it. The text of it is, at my touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If it's a cursed item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded. So the pros are, it might mend the were-rat, it might make it less were-ratty, it might break the hive mind. I know not what it will do.
Suck it and see.
I am not sucking a were-rat.
Gross.
I thought so. Letonk,
What?
if I were to use remove curse?
What would I know?
If I ran that past you,
Yeah,
what's your response?
I don't have a clue. Speak to someone who knows anything about were-rats. I.e. not me or trees.
I'll have you know, I am this town's premier mind on were-rats. Captain said so.
Well, Trees,
Hello.
do I touch the rat or not?
Touch it. Give it a go.
Right. Well, your assertion's done nothing to persuade me. What do you think, rat?
The rat stares back at you as if it's contemplating. It's definitely not saying anything. It's also not hissing at you.
Enough's gonna walk up to the bars and hold her hand, so it's hovering between the bars. She's not reached far enough in that she couldn't pull back, but so it could touch her hand if it wanted to.
So cautiously, slowly, the rat pads over to your hand. It's eyeing all of you very suspiciously, darting its beady eyes. I guess there's 6 of you. Is Gary down here?
I don't know.
I think Thomas was with us.
Yeah,
She'll just assume if we can never remember Gary, presume he's run off.
that's true and fair. And it very gently places its snout
Oh, its little snoot.
in your
Gonna
hand.
poke the snout.
Technically, it would be snooting the.
It snooted the boop. I mean, this is probably like a really big moment for this poor cursed creature, and we're just stood cooing at the snoot.
It's so fuzzy.
All
Okay.
right. So, are you gonna cast?
I am indeed.
Okay. So this isn't something that Enough has formally taken the time to learn. This would be her first time casting it. So she's not entirely sure of how it works. She just has a big surge of magical energy sent through the creature. So the chamber that you're in is quite dark, except for the torch that you had lit to come down here. But there's this bright surge of white light when you cast the spell, and it causes the creature to shriek and hiss and fall backwards, and it scurries into a corner, far out of sight.
No.
Well, I feel robbed.
You right there, Ratto?
It's not responding.
Would I need an insight to work out what's going through its ratty little mind? Or what just happened?
You can just cast the spell.
Huh?
You have Detect Thoughts. Or
Yeah, but why would I burn a spell slot when I could, think about it first?
you just want to intuition what it's thinking?
Well, I'll be able to tell if it looked pissed at me or just it was having a
You
moment.
can't see it. It's in the furthest corner back. It's curled up, and you can't see it.
She
at
got
all.
dark vision.
Oh, you do have dark. Damn it!
Ha
All right, yeah.
ha!
I'm the only one that doesn't have dark vision.
I'm the dog.
And me?
The dog doesn't have any vision.
I don't
Okay,
think I
well,
do.
even with your dark vision, you see it, and it's curled up in the corner, and it's shivering.
Medicine check, someone? Since you can see it.
Okay. 7.
It doesn't look dead.
I don't know what I expected.
It's not a great.
Okay. Well,
Trees Thomas leans over to you. Is it working?
Not quite yet, love.
I cast it correctly.
We got a guard with us, right? So they'll have keys.
Yeah.
Listen, can you just let me in there? I'm gonna just check they're alright. You can lock me in, it'll be okay.
I think that's.
Listen, I'm the were-rat expert. It'll be fine.
Oh, wait. You're detect magic.
Yeah?
Can that detect were-rat magic?
It can detect the presence of a were-rat.
Nudge, wink, wink. If the spell works, it's not a were-rat.
Yeah, it might look different.
Either way, I just want to check on it. At this point, a bit of compassion. Damn you and your compassion!
Is the guard going to make with the keys, or is Enough going to go and put the scarers on the guard before they make with the keys?
He'll go and unlock the. Thomas draws his axe. Trees. Is it just Trees that's gonna enter, or?
I'm proposing to go in alone, yeah.
Well, most of my spells are ranged, so...
I was going to go in with her, but then she got snarky about compassion, so now I'm just going to stay outside and watch her die.
No, you're not.
I can hold my own.
Going to stay outside and sense her die.
Smells like the furball was wrong.
I still have heat metal.
Trees, you enter the cell and approach the rat. As you get closer, you can hear it kind of squeaking softly to itself.
Squeaking, you say?
Yes.
You're right there, friend.
And I'm going to sort of offer a hand.
It's as you get closer, it's still not moving from its spot. It is still shivering.
How are you feeling there?
Did you take the torch? Because the guard wouldn't really want to sit in the dark.
It was my torch.
Oh, well, guard doesn't get a choice, I guess.
Nope.
It's not responding to you. By torchlight, you can see that its skin appears to be like crawling, bubbling even.
Ooh. Insight check.
Make a roll.
Ooh, I'm going to touch myself and cast guidance. Because I apparently haven't remembered to do that for a while. So 16, and then plus 1d4. 17.
Nice. Trees, you don't have a ton of familiarity. The time that you've been interacting with these were-rats, you kind of get an idea that it's a magic that you aren't familiar with at all. So you don't know its rules all that well, but you feel like whatever's happening might take some time.
So from that, do I get that it has worked, but we're just going to have to leave it a bit?
That's the general sense that you
Okay.
get.
Cool.
Where it's worked in the were-rats slowly melting, or it's worked in the were-rats slowly de-ratifying?
That is not, well, that's not something that Trees asked, but I guess I can answer it.
Well, we just have to wait and see, won't we?
What if your little shoes feel wet, then assume that it was the melting?
It's not clear. It doesn't look like it's dying.
But it looks like its skin's boiling.
Yes.
Ooh.
So sort of the same gross effect when they, pop, but in reverse?
Yes.
I'll take it.
Lovely. Okay, friendo. You stay here and rest up. And we'll come back on checking on you in a bit. I'm going to make my way back out of the cell.
All right. Are you going to report your findings to...
It looks like it's doing a bit better than it was. I think whatever curse was on it is probably going to take a little while to cool off.
Well, in the meantime, I think I might want that door relocked.
Definitely.
The guard goes to relock it.
Thank you. Well, since there's nothing more we're going to be able to do in the moment, would you be able to update the captain and tell him that we will see him at our meeting later? Trees, Latonk, breakfast?
Definitely.
Yes.
Would you still like to come with us as well, Thomas?
Yes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Enough's going to position herself so that the maximum number of people are between her and him.
Can I roll insight?
Sure. For what, though?
I want to know if that was the whole hungry, need food, living food thing, or if he was just being weird.
Oh, you want to see if he's... you want to see if he's infected, okay.
You've got a special stick for that.
Keep forgetting the stick.
I keep forgetting all my selection of sticks. I have a lot of sticks, and I keep carving more. Right, okay, I'll use my set magic.
Okay. It does take a second, so, as you're walking back and Thomas just says ominously, "I must consume," Trees, you decide to just stop dead where you are and just point the stick at him. He turns around and looks at you kind of confused as the stick warms up.
Give it a minute, takes a second.
Hang on. Almost. There we go. He's not radiating any magic. The axe, as always.
You're a strange one, Thomas.
Enough's just going to, gently tilt the stick back to not pointing at Thomas. Oh, just him. And carry on walking.
I mean, not just him. This town's full of strange folk.
Hmm.
Town in general is a strange place.
Thomas shrugs and just walks with you guys.
Yeah, Enough's going to regard the collection of staffs. So, at what point does it become you have built your own forest around yourself?
Look, I just feel more comfortable with wood around me. In abundance.
I have no response to that.
Yes,
It's not strange. Thomas speaks up. I'm always more comfortable, pats his axe.
Right, you got your thing, I got mine.
And you have many things. It is wonderful.
Indeed.
So does anything fun happen on the walk home?
Not particularly. You make your way back to the Peacock's Feather, and Anna is waiting there for you expectantly.
Hi, Anna. How are you doing?
She kind of hops up and rushes over to give you all a hug. Even
Hi.
Thomas, who is awkward.
I will definitely give her a hug back.
How did she manage to hug Latonk and enough trees and Thomas?
Not all of you at once.
Oh, right.
It's individually.
That makes more sense.
Is Latonk okay with this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Enough isn't thrilled.
You're right, love.
Are you talking to Enough or Anna?
Anna.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to go to the beach today. Remember?
Beach trip. It's going to be awesome.
The owner wanted to meet with you all since he would be tending to the bar while I'll be gone.
Understandable.
Sure.
Perhaps a breakfast meeting?
Yeah, let me go finish it up. And she kind of rushes back into the kitchen.
Awesome.
There's a table setting already, and everything that doesn't need preparing is already there. A smattering of fruits, oat. Would anybody else be eating anything besides Thomas? Meat?
Doggo?
Oh, yeah, doggo. Latonk.
Latonk will sort of be happy with whatever food.
As the five of you sit down, each kind of merrily digging into the food that's available, Thomas waiting patiently, you hear a loud thump from upstairs.
Ominous thump?
No,
Or just a thump?
a thump.
I want to roll insight into the thump.
Okay.
I want to roll insight into carrying on eating.
19.
What's your roll, Latonk?
It's not, I was taking the piss.
I want to know. Can
Well,
you think
now you
about
have to roll.
breakfast?
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell, 25. Natural crit.
Oh,
You can eat the shit out of that breakfast,
Jen
right?
says crit at breakfast.
Latonk, as somebody who is attuned to senses, not sight, it took steadfast determination to not notice the thump, which you managed to do. You are thinking instead about the crunch of this apple.
I like to imagine that with that level of insight, he can actually tell what orchard it's come from.
I walked past this on the way into town. It's definitely one of the higher up trees.
Notes of honey. This one is sun-kissed. Sun-kissed apple.
I like that he's muttering that under his breath while we're all sat worrying about whatever that noise just was.
I'm all worrying that that's my only good roll for the rest of the fucking campaign.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it, you've
prepare for
used
that.
it now.
Trees. The thump sounded loud enough to obviously make the noise, but it's actually quite quiet. You've heard similar thumps when you've heard Latonk moving around.
I think there might be someone on the roof.
As you sit, you hear a series of other thumps that seem to progressively be getting closer.
Okay.
Before finally, at the far end of the building, you hear a voice call out, Anna! Anna!
Can I see where this is coming from?
Not yet.
Enough's going to stand up, assuming it's the owner.
You see a strange-looking, ragged-appearing gnome kind of wander into the hall. He catches sight of you enough, and then just the rest of you, and he just stares blankly at you.
You right, fella?
Yeah, Anna.
Didn't Anna go
Who?
to get him?
We don't know if that's who it is.
She's making food.
Oh, right. Ah, you must be the owner, I presume. Anna's just gone to make breakfast for all of us. I understand you wanted to meet?
What? Oh, there's really people staying here?
Few days now?
Fuck. Okay. And he straightens himself up, kind of brushes himself off. He's wearing, like, at first glance, he would look kind of homeless. He's got, like, a head wrap and what look to be like rags, but at closer glance, they look just like he's wrapped himself up in nice fabric as rags. You're not sure why.
You're right, I'm not.
Well, it's not. I mean, I say you're not sure why because they don't look like they're functioning very well as clothes, but they're managing. He wanders over in your direction. What's up, ladies? And orc? Thomas just kind of like snorts at him. And dog? And pan person?
I don't know if you check to see if he's actually Pan. That would be really appropriate.
Anna! He calls back over his shoulder, and you see Anna like bustle from the kitchen with her trademark cart full of food. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. This is Trey." And the gnome kind of like looks back at her. Anna, it's my full name. She sighs. This is Tracy, and he nods in appreciation and looks back at you guys. So you've been my guests for a few days. That's pretty neat. How are you liking it?
It's a lovely place you've got here, love.
Cool. Is there stuff? Anna, the table. And she goes, oh, and she goes to pick him up and like puts him on the table. Gives her a quick thank you. Is there anything I can get you to make yourself more comfortable? You know, maybe I don't know, bigger bed, a dog bed, an orc bed.
I think we're all pretty good right now, right?
I like the idea that the dog just looks really pissed about that.
The dog doesn't speak human.
Fair.
Or common, rather.
So Anna moves around, bustling, setting the tables, plopping a big tray of eggs and bacon in front of Thomas, who just starts eating happily.
Like he doesn't get it on his plate, he just starts on the tray, yeah?
Yes. He's entirely, much like Latonk, engrossed in his food. Tracy won the hotel from the last owner, and well, he's been running it for a little while now.
It's a lovely place you've got here.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's fancy, you know. You got 3 beds to a room. That's cool.
Hot water?
Yeah. I don't know how they do that, 'cause it's not me. It's certainly not me. Anna, are you doing? She just kind of shakes her head. Okay, no. So I have no idea how we're doing that, actually. Are you guys doing?
It was here when we got here. Very impressive.
Anna, am I paying for that? And she just kind of shrugs and sits down. She's eating, and she looks very pleased with herself right now.
Mm.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well,
It's very pleasant here, if a little quiet.
Oh.
Is there
Yeah.
no one to help Anna?
Oh no. This place used to be like a brothel, which is cool, I guess.
Very. Worked in a few myself.
Oh, okay. Are you looking for a job?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh.
I'm more of a free spirit these days.
Okay. Are you interested in an internship?
Not right now, thanks.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. You know, the brothel was neat, but it turns out the last guy wasn't really nice. And yeah. I didn't know that till after I took it over.
Well, I'm glad that management is much nicer now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anna spoke highly of you.
Very.
Oh, really? And he puts a hand behind his head and he looks all sheepish and looks at her. That's nice. I don't really do anything. Hey, do any of you know anything about running hotels? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing.
Then why did you acquire the hotel?
Well, I won it from the old owner.
What's your game?
It was a drinking game.
Enough's going to have gotten her packet of cards like halfway out of her pocket and just quietly start putting them back in. A little bit drooping the ears.
Oh.
I have proficiency on playing cards. I've not used them once.
Why did you take proficiency in playing cards?
It comes with Noble.
That's fair.
Don't play fair, I play to win, I'm a noble.
Also
Sounds like you have a
understandable.
class.
So, yeah. He like takes a seat and he tries to like pick at the eggs that Thomas is eating, and Thomas like shoots him a glare. So he stops doing that.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing with this place. But I'm glad you like it. I'm glad it's cool.
Yes, keeping Anna was certainly a good decision. Have you asked her thoughts?
Yeah. And Anna nods. Most of the simple tasks are stuff that they still had me do before, but we don't really know why people aren't coming anymore. I mean, we know why people for.
It seems like people aren't generally coming to the town full stop.
Yeah.
Still, since you seem to run such a nice place, and we could maybe put in a good word for you.
I would appreciate that. That would be really cool. Uh, you know, we still have a bar.
People like a bar.
He shoots a half sideways glance at Anna, who's busying herself like making her own like oatmeal, and he leans in to like quietly whisper to you, Trees. A lot of the people here, they don't. She's like the only person. I don't know.
Oh, yeah! Sorry, I just remember that whole subplot of the racism towards the fish people, but...
Yeah, there does seem to be a problem of that in this town. There's people that just don't like the aquatic species.
Could you explain that in any great detail?
Could you fire Anna and then just get someone else to work the work?
Trace is just going to give Latonk the look, just a look of absolute disgust.
Enough's going to cast a shocking grasp on his pan.
Fuck, I need to do a perception check.
For what?
To see if I detected fucking...
The dirty look.
The dirty look, yeah.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah.
you'd sense that look.
And the buzzing hand
Plus
that's coming
2.
towards you.
15.
You get a radiating sense that Trees is unhappy with you.
I'm gonna
Again.
give a nod towards the shell.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How do you know where the shell is?
You picked it up, you put it in your pocket.
Right. So
Right.
you're nodding towards where you think my pocket is.
Yeah. Which might actually just be the
Gotcha.
table from, like, the perspective of Latonk.
Well, could you offer any insight as to why the local culture is quite so disgusting in that way?
I mean, yeah, why, Anna, why is that? He, like, looks over at her. She's been able to hear, and she kind of gives you guys a sad look. A lot of the local people here, they remember this old story. I don't know if it's true, but they said that a long time ago that there was a city, an underwater city, very close to here, and that they were friends until the underwater city tried to take the land city. I think it's an old myth. Never heard of any underwater.
I have.
You have?
You have all the song cast.
Latonk hasn't, I have.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, Latonk was about to hear sparks next to his ear again.
You don't know where Latonk's been.
That's why we don't touch you very often, love.
But part of the big fishing culture of the city used to be because of that. Would want to take from the, and it's, I guess I understand, just a little weird. Most cities near the water do a lot of fishing. They just don't have a lot of hate.
No, usually it's like a vague sense of fear and reverence, perhaps, but not outright hate. Perhaps we should ask Mary if he knows anything about the history. Maybe he's got a book.
Anna, how did you sort of end up here?
I was a slave.
How did you end up as slave?
I was sold into slavery as a child.
I'm Sorry, Anna.
You deserve better, love.
She shrugs,
And it looks like Trey's going to look after you.
and Trey nods like enthusiastically, like yeah.
Well, one thing that may help is exposure. Now, keeping Anna indoors all day, away from everybody, they're never going to become any more endeared and realise how foolish they're being. As for your problem with your hotel, is it the Dog's Head in town?
The dirty dog.
Is
Yeah.
unpleasantly full. I've met very few people with half a bad idea that can't explain it, who would particularly stick to that if it behooved them not to. We're going for a meeting with the guard captain later. If I were to extend an invitation to him that his guards may drink here at a discount, and I assume that if any of them voice any concerns, he will be more than displeased.
Plus they can answer to me.
Yeah, I would. He goes over and gives you a hug.
Me?
He's gonna hug enough, and then Trees, and then Latonk.
The Tonk rejects that hug.
Okay. And then he's gonna try and hug the dog.
Dog is almost certainly very into being hugged.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Especially if there are also ear scratches.
Perfect. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, what's his name?
Doggo. Because he's a doggo.
Your creativity surely knows no bounds, Trees.
Okay.
Look.
He looks perplexed, but he doesn't know how to react to that, so he's just gonna nod. Oh, okay. Hey, big guy. And Thomas looks down at him. Do you want a job? Thomas continues to stare at him. Okay. How about an intern?
He's got that script down.
Thomas looks over to Trees and gives her an inquisitive look.
Do you want to work for free while you learn stuff?
Or do you want to stay with us and kill things? Or not?
I will stay with friend Latonk. Okay, that's fair. I respect that. Well, I will have to see about getting somebody to look after Anna because I don't want her here by herself.
That's quite understandable.
And I could do it. I'm huge, and he flexes his tiny arms.
Yes!
But there's important owner stuff that I gotta do.
Business stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a meeting this morning, but after that we were hoping Anna could show us the beach, so...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I thought we were showing Anna the beach.
Well, she's a local. She may know more than us.
Right.
My apologies. Ignore him.
She mentioned that. Okay, yeah. I will try and clean up, and then Anna says, "No, don't do that. Just leave it. I'll get it when we get back." And he goes, "Okay, then I will find something to." And she nods. Please enjoy the rest of this breakfast while I think up ways to combine alcohol.
Ooh, I know some good ones for that.
Tell me more.
Have you considered rum and just about any citrus fruit?
It's so good.
He scrambles.
it
He
really
scrambles
works.
for a quill and just starts writing on some of his rags. Okay, citrus.
R-U-S.
S. Okay, and
Got it.
rum. That one's easy. R U
O-M.
M. R-O-M. Got it.
Pretty sure that's how it goes anyway.
Perfect. Okay. What else? Keep it coming.
With all of her diplomacy, enough is going to get from her spellbook on her leg. She's going to flick to a few pages where she's got a list of preferred beverages of different nobles that she's met.
I thought you were going to say she's flicked through a spellbook to the cocktails page.
Yeah, pretty much. Here are some of mine. As much as writing it verbally makes complete sense for someone such as yourself, a visual reference list is sometimes more useful for things that are going to be made quickly.
Oh, yeah. But I can't take this. This is yours.
You may borrow these pages to copy.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll give you an afternoon.
Yeah.
I like
Anna,
that some of these cocktails are mental. They've got like blood in them and all sorts.
Nice.
Anna, have we got all this? And she takes a cursory glance at it and like is
Off in the blood.
alarmed. We may need to go buy some stuff. Okay, I can do that. I can spend money. Okay. And she just gives him a knowing nod. Okay. Well, you've given me an afternoon and hope in my bleak life, and yeah. What can I do for you now?
Well, we were just gonna go take Anna down on the beach, have a nice day out.
Ah, speaking of heading out, if you do, and you do decide to hire someone else, the guards are having to collect the more destitute members of the town at present. Perhaps you could offer at least some of them employment.
Although, let me give him a look over, because there's a whole wear-at thing going on at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. One question. What is destined?
You know how you have money?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
They don't.
Okay.
Everything you can do, all the freedoms you have, completely denied to them.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Indeed. Sometimes people just need treating right, and it seems like you are just the very person that treats people right.
I'm a big,
So,
a bit of charity. Yeah. When people
Charity.
have just a bit too much money, they can share it with those who are less fortunate.
Charity. Why do I? What? That's a good word. Charity. Yeah. Anna? Do I know that word? And Anna looks back and forth between you, and she goes, "There was a girl here that was named Charity." Oh yeah. But this is different. This seems like a good thing.
There's a story there.
Is charity not good charity? I mean, I'm assuming it's not charity, to be honest, but,
That was her name, and she also would have been like a slave prostitute. So
Sex worker.
Through the duration of this conversation, enough's going to have gone from eating to picking at it to just putting it down and standing up to leave. Well,
enough. When
perhaps-
you stand up, Anna stands up quickly, like excited.
I don't normally have that effect on people. Well, I'm going to head to our next meeting now, if that's quite alright with yourself.
Oh yeah, don't let me take up your time. It is valuable, and I appreciate you, cherished guest. Cherished, and he looks at Anna, who nods.
We very much appreciate you too, Mr. Z.
Anna, we will come back for you as soon as we have concluded our morning's business.
does Anna want to come with us?
I don't want to bring her to the meeting.
Right.
Plus, she's got a cocktail list to draw out.
Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. We're off to have some fun, Anna. You stay here and work.
We're off to a really depressing life or death meeting.
Which she's going to be affected by.
I want to know how you're going to sell that to, the guard captain and the lords. We brought the bartender. We've decided she's the will of the people now. None of the people will talk to her, but we've brought this one.
She's one of our favourite people. Her and Mary.
There you go, we've got Mary, he's a person.
Be like,
Right.
We've already brought one person, I don't know what you want from me. I guess we'd better do some credits then. I'm Becky Toothill, and I can be found as Curiosity Epidemic on Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And if you wanted to see the character sheets for anybody that we're playing as, then they can be found on curiosityepidemic.wordpress.com. James didn't want to record any credits, but you can have these two.
I am Jane aerith-magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I can be found on SoundCloud as Jane aerith-magnet, where I do a comedy podcast talking about various bits of interesting media and music and stuff, games we've played, and lots of silly skits. That's Queer and Pleasant Strangers that I do with Laura Kate Dale. Also on stonedmonkeyradio.blog, where I write reviews. And I can be found every Thursday UK time around 19:30 hours over on twitch.tv twitch.tv/Janiac, where I'll be playing something with the help of my sexy potato squad, my wonderful streaming community.
Hi, this is Nick, the Dungeon Master for the game, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog. Thanks for listening.